Gay Talk Show, Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joel Tatum, and we are in the Out and Proud Live studios today.
And I'm Julio Briseño, your happy co-host.
He's not that happy, y'all.
Happy, thrilled, excited, elated.
He's
bewildered.
Mm-hmm. He's okay. Bewildered, bothered, and bewitched.
About to assassinate, kill, and or murder somebody.
It's another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show, and we're not at our normal studio.
No, we're not. We finally made it to the Out and Proud live studio.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to be here a while back, but once Easton had an accident at one point, and then we couldn't schedule. Our schedules didn't match, and finally the skies parted, the sun beamed down on us, and it was like, y'all can come, and it was like, thank you.
Exactly. You know, I was actually hoping that Easton was going to be here.
But real quick, if you haven't had a chance to check out Out and Proud Live, you can go to outandproudlive.com. They're also on social media at Out and Proud Live. You can download it on the App Store. You can download it on Google Play. Please stream it. You stream him, they stream us, and we all stream each other.
Yeah,
Period.
Exactly. And of course, you know, like, subscribe, all that other crap when it hits YouTube.
That. Like, follow, click, share.
Which you'll have at the end of
Put it in your butt.
Which you'll have at the end of the
However you choose to do with the content.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you want to do with it.
Send it to your mama, your sugar daddy.
I don't know about sending it to your mama. We get kind of rough in here.
If your mama cool like that, send it to her. Send it to your bestie.
You can send it to your two moms or your two dads.
Send it to your drag mama. Send it to somebody. Just please share. Help us. Please
help us. Yes, exactly. How was your Thanksgiving, Julio?
It was good. It was actually cute. Not eventful, and that was my fault. I was supposed to go to two friends' houses, and I had gone out to a concert the night before. Went out drinking, hanging out with Bay, and then I just ended up kind of waking up a little hungover. So part of me just ended up sleeping literally all of Thanksgiving. And by the time I woke up to angry text messages. Where the fuck are you? And I'm just like, sorry, sis. Like, I couldn't make it. And I had to go to work. So I couldn't really do anything afterwards.
Oh, I thought all your family was in Kansas. You do have family here.
I do, yes. They were in Kansas. My mom this year went to Tampa because she didn't want to go to her in-laws because them hoes are drama, toxic. And literally, that's why I stopped going years ago. Because when you go to their house, they just like to start fighting with each other, calling each other out on shit. Instead of being like a family get together, they just turn it into like, oh, now that I'm seeing you in person, let's clear out some shit, and then they just start going in. So it starts happy, and then by the end of it, you're just like, the fuck did I sign up for?
I'm sorry. Why is it that family always seems to want to air out drama and toxicity during Thanksgiving?
I stopped going years ago because also around that time when I stopped going, the grandkids were still little, and the grandkids were disrespectful as fuck, especially to the grandparents. They would tell their grandparents to shut up. Look at them and be like, shut up, and then my grandparents would be like, don't talk to me like that. And I'm just like, girl. Okay. I would have been thrown out the window. The police would have been here by now.
Nobody. There's no chanclas. There's no chanclas being thrown around.
It's a primarily Caucasian Anglo-Saxon home.
Oh, never mind.
If that tells you anything.
Oh, that told me enough.
And no shade to my Anglo-Saxons out there.
All the shade you want, because that says everything.
And if you don't know what Anglo-Saxon is,
because I'm looking at him, but I'm like,
it's a mix of Caucasian households / Cuban, but the majority were raised in the U.S., so they're kind of like Americanized, if you will, and so they don't see it as the Latinos would. You would just get your ass whooped for even talking to your grandma like that. But no, I just stopped going just because it was dramatic, chaotic, and I don't want to be that. Thanksgiving is supposed to be thankful, not Jerry Springer. And so my mom would tell me, oh, I go because of your stepdad and whatnot. And then, girl, I got to a point where last year, I think she said last year was the it year for her. She's like, girl, after last year, it's the same bullshit, different year. And last year was worse than all of them. And they really went at it. They almost got in a fist fight. And it's just like, why? Why? She's like, why do I got to myself? So this year she went to Tampa. She called me. She called me like 2 days ahead. She's like, I know you're not going, but in case you do, I'm not going to be there, and I won't be at the house either. I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida. I was like, get it, girl. Do you? She's like, yeah, I'm done with the bullshit. They asked me to come over this year. I said, no, thank you. And when they asked her why, she said, because of what I just said. Woo, let's just say that it didn't make her happy.
At least she told the truth. You know, the last couple of Thanksgivings, I went out of town.
Yeah.
So, well, not last year, but the Thanksgivings before that, I went out of town. So it was easy to say, no, I'm not going to make it. Yeah. No, I'm going on a cruise, or we going traveling, or we doing this and that. That's what I'm doing. I'm not, no. My family is all right, I guess. Now we on YouTube. I can't really get into the dirt.
Expose them. Put them out there.
But
get the dirty laundry out. Wash it.
But, you know, stepmother married a minister.
Ooh.
And we're not
discussing that. We don't bring the church into
we don't want to. My beliefs might be harmful to them. So, yeah. So, my beliefs might be harmful for them. Well, it's better than me scratching my face. Yeah. On the last episode, I couldn't stop scratching my nose.
Yeah, that part.
I know. Every time I'm on camera, I'm scratching something. I don't know what it is. I guess I get a little nervous.
That's how Thanksgiving was for me, honestly. I'm sorry. So what'd you end up doing anyway? So just.
Oh no, I went to my friend's house this year.
Oh, that's right. I did text you during that time.
I sure did. I had a nice time. Played with the little kid. You know, I'm not a children person. I'm not an animal person.
Yeah, we knew that. And
you know, the little 6-year-old. I was at my friend Amanda's house. And her little 6-year-old, he's adorable. He's a talker. He likes his Pokemon Go. I had to download Pokemon Go on my phone.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me to slow down on the way here because you wanted to catch Pokemon. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I had to download Pokemon. You know what? I actually had it when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I got bored with it. I think I played it for like a year, and then I got bored. And then I went back on because the 6-year-old wanted to play Pokemon Go. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to download it. And then they were having issues that it took forever to download it. They finally downloaded. And by the time I downloaded, we had already eaten dinner. And by that time, I'm on the couch. I don't want to get out.
Okay.
Because he wants to go run around outside. And I'm like, oh, no, I just ate a bunch of starch on top of meat.
The only meal that I got for Thanksgiving was when I got to work. And at my job, I work at JR's. So they had a Thanksgiving feast on the 25th. And by the time I got there, it was done. So they had leftovers. So pretty much I ended up just eating leftovers, and that was my Thanksgiving.
You didn't get anything. You didn't get anything the next day, or nobody?
Really.
I thought you had. Did you go to a Friendsgiving?
I went one on Monday. That one was cute. We went to a Friendsgiving. So here's a cute idea for you guys out there. Here, what the group ended up doing is they rented out an Airbnb that was for events. Because you know, if you rent out Airbnbs enough, you know that they don't like when you have parties or anything like that. But this one specifically was for events, and so it was like 11 of them, and they all chipped in, and I think it came out to like $40 per person. Which is nothing.
That's nothing.
For a one-night event where they had the space, the environment, they had a pool table, 2 kitchens, several rooms where you can change, several restrooms, and we pretty much had Thanksgiving there. We had fun. We were all celebrating together. We had our own music. We had plenty of food, thank God. I just want to thank Whole Foods for cooking mac and cheese and me taking credit for it. Because I'm that girl. Bitch, I did not want to cook. I went to Whole Foods and was like, look, y'all, because they do every year. They do their holidays. Like if you want to order stuff, because I love their mac and cheese, so I order a huge pan of. And over there, they're like, oh my God, what's your recipe? And I'm like, I can't tell you. It's a family secret.
I don't know how my family would feel about me bringing Whole Foods mac and cheese into the house.
Don't tell them. You just tell them it's a recipe you found online and you just trying it out and it worked.
Well, you know what? I actually made my own mac and cheese this year.
Craft box.
Yeah. No, I made it from scratch, girl. I went on YouTube and I looked up the best recipe I could find. And I got rave reviews. The 6-year-old said, I want to take it to school for all my friends. I said, what?
Kid approved.
Okay.
Kid motherfucking approved. Period. If the kid approves your mac and cheese,
I know. He ate 4 bites and said, yes.
That made your deal.
I don't think I ever heard a 6-year-old go, yes.
Okay, bitch. Honestly.
So yes, actually, I last year during COVID, I cooked a full spread.
Oh, okay.
And it was me and Charlotte, and we watched and we watched Legendary because I had never seen the show Legendary and it's about House and Vogue, and all that other stuff on HBO.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished Pose, by the way.
Mm-hmm. It is girl. Yes, I already. I finished Pose.
I finally watched season 3, and I finally watched the last episode on 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. I cried.
That was a sad The last episode was very touching.
It was very touching. I cried for and I don't cry that much. I'm not a big crier, but there were a couple of tears coming out.
I teared up, or led up to the tearing up, but I didn't let it out. I was like,
there were a couple of tears. I'm like, why am I crying? I shouldn't be crying.
But yeah, so
I don't care about these bitches. I know.
And then the night before Thanksgiving, I ended up going to the Maná concert. So Maná is a Spanish rock band, and in the Spanish world, they are big, they're huge, they're very iconic, just legendary. It's like saying the Rolling Stones, but the Latin world, like something of that nature. Very close to that. Just they're a big band. They're known throughout all of Latin America. And then so
the Rolling Stones, they're not as old as the Rolling Stones.
No, they're not as old. But they're up there now. These rockers are up there in their age now. They can't move on stage like they used to. You should have seen them at one point. It was just like, I'm like, girl, mamas, get it together.
Because I still like to go to concerts, but when I go to concerts with older bands, it's you can tell how different it is because when you get to my age, now everybody's sitting down.
Yeah. And then so I ended up. Go ahead.
And you see a lot of walkers, some wheelchairs, and it's like, oh my god, we are the youngest people in here.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of everything, and that's the beautiful part about this band. It's like they have fans from all ages. I mean, this is one of the few concerts that I went to, and you saw kids to grandmas. Literally, I had a grandma, like an older lady, standing next to me, and knew every fucking word of the song. Every song that came on, like she knew all the words. I was like, yes, queen, rock out, like live your life. She was living her best life with her grandkids on top of it. She was there with her kids and her grandkids. Like, they were all... That was beautiful. To me, that was a beautiful...
Where were they playing? They were here in Houston, right?
They were at 713 Music Hall, which just opened, and I think that was the first concert they held there, and they opened right next... No, that was not the first concert. That was one of the few first concerts they... that was Maná's first concert in 2 years since the pandemic. They did say that on stage, like, "Hey guys, we're glad to be back on stage, glad to like be doing this again." But they were next to Post Houston, the new downtown Houston attraction that's down there, which we went to check it out. Me and Bay went to check it out, and it was pretty cute. It's not fully finished. They finished the main attraction part, which was like the food court area where people can eat and mingle, and then they have a very, very beautiful rooftop access on the top. That is really well done. Great views of downtown. Just, I highly recommend you guys check that out.
Is it near the bayous or is it just?
It's near the aquarium, like a street over from the aquarium.
Yeah, it's not too far from the.
Across, like a
it's, you know what? It's at the old
post office building.
Oh, yeah. So it's near the bayou.
That one.
Yeah, so it is near the bayou. U of H is around there and all that other stuff. Yeah, so that's.
So they did a great job.
I'm probably gonna head down there and just take a look. One afternoon, I have several interviews going on this week, so I might take a look around just to get outside and out and about.
Hell yeah.
See if it might be a good place to shoot some promo videos and
which we do.
Do some crazy TikTok shit.
We need to do new promo videos. We really do. We need promo videos, promo photos, all that stuff for the show. So,
and speaking of TikTok, I ended up, last night. Okay, so I went to bed. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed early. I'm not gonna have any cocktails. I want to be fresh.
Right.
Which is, I should have had a cocktails because I would have remembered all the equipment today. But see,
don't get me started, girl.
Well, I'm not gonna. Let's not. No, I'm gonna.
Let's just say I was ready to cancel the show today. I was ready to be like, look, bitch, I'm done with you.
Okay, we would have made it work. We have made it work in unusual circumstances on this show, so we made it work. I think we made it work. She is just very meticulous. and very detail oriented.
But you have to be though.
Mm-hmm. And I'm very very live by the seat of your pants kind
No,
of. And
that
so
doesn't
that's
work in a production
these
setting.
two
No.
personalities sometimes clash.
No, mama. In a production settings, that does not function. This chaotic energy that when you're doing a production or something of that sort, you have to be organized. Your personal life can be chaotic. I don't give two fucks. When it comes to this show, mama, step by step. Period. And that's on God.
Oh,
and
she
that's
got
on Purr. Kitty.
She got serious. Y'all see that face? You know what? I hope he does a close. Please do a close up because y'all should have seen that face. That face just went.
Is it
no?
the eye roll
No, ma'am.
face? The
No,
eye
ma'am.
roll?
No, ma'am.
Was it that meow? Excuse me, meow. I'm sorry.
All I needed for was hands, fingers, and the rolling. That's all I needed right over there, and it would have been something. But I think the face was enough.
Okay. I'll serve you looks, bitch, any day, and read you with those looks, bitch. Fuck.
But get it back to it. You know, I was on TikTok. I got into my first TikTok fight.
Yay! The comment section fight.
The comment section fight. I got into the comment section fight
because you're arguing basically with some unknown who will say the nastiest shit to you, and you're like, "Really, bitch? Ouch!"
You know, I was asked. First of all, I was told by the content creator.
Yeah.
Okay, that first of all, if you are not a person of color, if you are not gay, if you're not this and that, please don't come in here and act a fool. So I'm all of those things. So I came in there and I acted a fool because I did not like what she said. I liked what she said until she started using some racial stereotypes that I did not approve of.
What'd she say?
I'm just going to say that she used some negative stereotypes towards the Asian community.
Bitch. I don't give a fuck. Out her right now. We need the drama. We need the views. We need the search.
I kind of deleted her because she made me mad.
Next time, I need you to screenshot
exactly.
it. I need you to send it to me, and then we will at this bitch, and then make sure that you guys attack her.
I don't want to. It's one of the rare times that
you could have done a duet with this.
No, she had it. She had her stitches turned off. She turned off duet and she turned off stitch. TikTok. Yeah, she turned it off because I was actually that mad enough that I was going to do a little duet or a stitch.
Yes.
To tell her. See, first of all, I agreed all the way until she started using.
Draw us back in. Let's start at the beginning. So
okay.
What was the initial TikTok? What was the video about? What was going on?
Okay, so here we are. We're in a TikTok, and she is talking about an Asian person who is talking about what happened with Tamir Rice and what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Honestly, I don't know any of those people. What happened there?
Well, Kyle Rittenhouse?
I don't know. Oh, that's the kid that went to court that got
shot and killed two people, right, and then got exonerated.
His Caucasian ass got exonerated.
Yeah, and then Tamir Rice, this happened maybe... Okay, if I get it wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. I think almost about 10 years ago. He was 13. He was playing in the park with his friends. Somebody called the police and said they saw a young black man with a gun, but they weren't sure if it was a real gun.
Man.
And the police just got out of the car, shot him, and that was that.
They brought the bomb squad, the army.
And he was 13.
Yeah, poor thing.
And he was 13 years old. And
they shot him like on site without questioning, just looked at him and said, pop, pop.
There's video. So there is video evidence of it. So the Asian fellow was trying to talk about the differences in between the two cases and all this other stuff. So the black content creator who was a woman, she said her piece and she said a couple of things about how the Asian community needs to do better at
protesting
and helping with the black community and the blah, 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 blah. And then she used some Asian stereotypes that I did not approve of. I'm okay with people getting their point across.
But don't call out.
But do not use, and I told her, I didn't tell her this, and I really wish I had, because she kind of pissed me off, and I just said I won't talk to her anymore. Do not use white stereotypes to describe another racial group. Do not do that, which she did. Yes, as a person of color, you should not be using white people made up stereotypes to describe another person. If you do not agree with that person, which by the way, there was another video later on, that didn't do the exact same thing. He said his piece. He did not acknowledge that the kid was Asian. He just acknowledged that the kid didn't know what he was talking about, that there's video evidence, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he said his piece, and that was that. She turned it into Asian hate, which I do not approve of.
Oh, so she
I do not approve.
She
Yeah.
victimized the situation. She dramatized it.
Yeah, she dramatized, which I do not approve of people of color going at other people of color like that.
With some racial bullshit.
And
then
using racial bullshit that white people have made up. I do not approve of that. And I was just trying to tell her, hey, sister, you got your point across, but you saying things like she said, you know, I don't like your rice. I prefer jollof rice.
Yeah.
Do you speak English? I can go to my own nail salon. Yes. I said no, ma'am. That's not correct. That's not correct.
That's fucking disgusting.
So I got bitched out by not only her but somebody else in the comments, and I just went
ignorance.
I just said, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that.
You know what that is? That's ignorance. And when ignorance starts attacking your correct point of view, then you can't really, don't even fight ignorance with ignorance. Just kind of be like, okay, mama, live in your own little island. Do you? Because there's no fixing those people unless they take it upon themselves to educate themselves and teach themselves the right way and the proper way of handling it. Yeah, that's just ignorance.
Yeah, there were other black content creators who came at the situation correctly.
Yeah.
She did not come at the situation correctly, and I was trying to tell her
and
that.
More than likely, she wanted the views. She wanted that reaction, what you gave her. She was looking for that.
But, you know, the comment section of TikTok scares me
though?
half the time because these people ride that creators.
I learned to skip over those little trigger stuff. Like sometimes you'll come across a video when as soon as I see cops, I automatically pass it. Rarely do I stop nowadays to watch cop videos because they automatically trigger me, especially when it's like a wrongful situation where they're being rude, nasty, or they're trying to plot against a person of color specifically, or just being assholes like they typically can be. I skip those videos. Any videos that I know will trigger me emotionally or get a reaction at me, I skip them. I go to the funny shit. I go to the shit, the cats and the dogs, and whatever the trend is. I hate watching those because those videos will fuck with my mood for the rest of the day.
And you know, I wake up every day as a black man. I every time I look in the mirror.
You're black?
Yes, amazingly enough. Can you believe that?
Wow. You people are awesome.
And so constantly
just kidding before y'all come for me.
I feel like on TikTok sometimes I'm constantly being traumatized.
Yeah, of course. You have to learn how to skip over some
I leave TikTok so angry.
Learn to skip over some of that shit that makes you angry. No, I had to teach myself how to literally if I saw a video that I knew was gonna skip because it will change the way you look at TikTok.
Because honestly, I will leave TikTok and I'm like, what's the point of being black? What's the point of me getting out of bed? I'm just gonna stay in bed because I'm gonna get shot. Something's gonna happen to me as a black person as soon as I step into the world in America. You know what? I got so mad last night. I'm already looking at places outside of the United States to live. Oh, speaking of which,
bye, girl.
Speaking of which, I actually guess what I did.
What you did?
You said something to me a while ago, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna take his advice. I'm signing up for some IT classes, girl.
Okay.
I'm hoping to get in by February 22.
But you can barely work your cell phone.
That's why I'm taking IT classes, girl.
An IT class for what is it? What is
it? Okay. Information technology, girl.
Do you know what that entails?
Yes, that entails working on computers.
All right. You know what?
Did you know that? You asking me like you don't know.
I've been done.
You wanted to see if I do that, but yes, I do. I knew that. I'm
gonna enjoy watching. Go through this journey.
You know what?
And get to the next chapter of your life doing it.
I built my own gaming computer. So don't.
Back in 1996, girl. The times have changed.
No, they haven't. The technology got better, but the process is still the same.
Period.
You slide a card into this slot. Take the course, girl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a little course.
I can barely get her to operate the notes app.
Okay, I messed up on the
cell phone. Let alone
I messed up on the notes.
And I'm not trying to be a hater to your life and your next step, bitch. Do it. But
she just hating on me.
I can't help it. It's easy. It's too easy.
She just hating on me. Y'all come at her in the comments.
But no, do it. Please do. We need the attention. We need the comments section to be a little more lively.
You know, I actually
one day I'm gonna regret telling people, "Yeah, attack me. Go ahead, roast me."
You know what? What's funny on the last episode? Somebody let him know that he needs to stop interrupting me all the time.
Oh, that was Tom Rainey.
Tom Rainey. So I've come up, Mr. Rainey. I've come up with a little solution for that. I found the sound on TikTok. No. That when I push the button, you gonna know.
No. Okay, Joe.
No. And the only reason I didn't do it today is because we're in the Out and Proud Live studios, and he has the same equipment, but then I'd have to bring all that stuff, transfer it over. I don't want to do all of that. So
you can barely bring an extension cord, let alone
this bitch is gonna go on me about a extension cord. Extension cord. She has forgotten that ring like several times. Several times. And I forgot the extension cord.
Is this? And as people of colors, we're not bringing each other down.
But we're bringing each other down.
Uplift each other.
Let's uplift each other. You want to hold hands?
No, bitch.
You don't want to do that?
No.
You don't want to hold hands?
I'm okay. So
do you want to hug?
No.
You don't want to hug?
Not you. Anyways. So what else?
Oh my God!
How else was your week, Joe?
Oh my God! I think my week is going pretty good.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. You had abruptly switching the combo from hugs to like, what'd you do?
Well, you know we're gonna be talking about sex in a minute, so you know
more than likely. I saw we have a little topic on there.
Do we?
Yeah.
Wait, do we?
You mentioned something about tribes. You said gay tribes.
That's not.
Is it time to retire the concept?
I think
you and I even fit into any of these?
Do we?
Are they exclusionary?
Do they?
Remind me. What
okay, so let's talk about.
Remind the people, because remember, a lot of the youth may not know what is gay tribe.
A lot of the youth use it all the time. We all know what gay tribes are. Gay tribes basically we are talking about twinks, bears, otters, wolves, all these little subsections or subcategories that
within the gay community.
Within the gay male community. Correct. I don't even know. Do lesbians have the same thing?
Yeah, they do.
I know about studs.
They have femme, studs.
I know how they have femmes, studs.
Lipstick lesbians.
Lipstick.
And I think that's as far as
I think that's as far as they
goes.
I don't even know if they go any further than that. But we have all that, plus subcategories for kink and all this other stuff, plus even more subcategories. And I'm like, girl, the gay community is turning into just a giant graph.
Literally. Okay.
And, someone made a very valid point. You know, I didn't know I didn't know twink was an acronym.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Enlighten me.
Twink is, let me make sure I got this right. Well, twink is, teenage, white, into, or not into kink, or into something, kink.
TWINK.
Mm-hmm.
Teen. White.
Put it in the comments, y'all. Y'all put it in the comments. Into no kink.
Okay. I guess.
Which I didn't know because someone pointed out and I think this was a Hispanic person.
Google it, girl. I feel like the acronym is off.
Okay. I think they call it a backronym, which is. I don't even know what.
I'm lost today.
I know.
Like,
I went to. You know what I went to? I went to Wikipedia, which I never do.
We know.
Which I never do. I just go Google. I mean, Wikipedia is information that other people put in. Google is just general information.
Let me see what it says.
Okay. Winky.
It is on Wikipedia. The twink is on Wikipedia. Wow. We've made it to Wikipedia.
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 Why do you call it Wikipedia?
Tomato.
You just made fun of me of knowing what Wikipedia is, and then you call it Wikipedia.
That part. You still ain't shit. How about that? Twink is a gay slang for a young man in his late teens to early 20s whose traits may include general physical attractiveness, a slim to average build, and a youthful appearance that may belie an older age.
Now, I think under etymology, it should say it's. Although I don't understand why it's teenaged. That sounds weird. Because when I looked it up, it said teenaged.
I mean, they look like teenagers.
Well, I mean, they're super skinny. They're supposed to be white, super skinny.
And we're not twink shaming, by the way. For y'all get your little Christian Andrews in a bunch. We're not twink shaming. We're just trying to find out what the definition of twink means.
Well, you know what? The fact of the matter is that maybe it's kind of time to retire it. Because when you think about it, what do we need it for?
Why don't we need it? Girl, there's always going to be a way to refer to each other within the gay community. It's not going to be the traditional names. It's going to be something new. The kids will always come up with something new. And it's a way to really...
I feel like the kids want to get rid of it, though.
No, but that's not the only term. I feel like even all the other terms like
bear and otter and wolf. Twink is the only one that is not animal based. All the other ones, you realize all the other ones are animal based, true. Right?
Yes, and so it's a way to find your community within your community. Like that's how you find your groups. That's how you find your niche. Where the bears are at, where the twinks are at.
But you know what? I spend so much time trying to figure out which group I am that it just gets confusing.
Their natural environment is the circuit scene. The twinks' natural environment is the circuit scene, where poppers lies, where
but that's
the
not
coke flows.
Yeah, but that's not all young gay men.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that was all young gay men.
So
the majority of the twink culture, which is when they're their own culture of twink. I'm not a twink.
Okay.
From observation and from the little that I do know, typically twinks like hanging around the circuit scene the most. They love themselves.
Wait a minute. Now I'm confused because I thought muscle daddies like the circuit scene more than
both the twinks and the muscle daddies. That's where they thrive. Is in the circuit scene for the most part. That's their natural
I would never
habitat.
think that they even hung out together.
Oh, girl, they go like white on rice. Like they go together.
Because twinks don't usually. Twinks usually just like to hang out with twinks. And if they hanging out with anybody over 30, that's a sugar daddy.
And you're listening and you're a twink, would you please join the show one day and explain twink culture to us? We will gladly interview. This is a valid topic of conversation.
I think I
think twinks are misunderstood. I think we kind of know about them, but we don't know them enough. And I think if we have a twink that's willing to come on the show and elaborate.
So do you think anyone
on twink culture?
No. Do you think that every 22-year-old is a twink?
No, not necessarily. No, every gay comes in different shapes, sizes, and forms. We're specifically talking about the young, and then twink isn't even a particular color. Twink is just young, skinny, boyish looking gay male, typically. Who has that real small frame, and that's typically considered a twink.
Because I was told
twink used to be a twink. Did you forget?
I don't even recall. I don't think I was called a twink. Well, maybe I was called a twink, but maybe I describe myself as a twink in a modern term.
Ooh,
but I don't think that we used the term twink, that much.
Twink back in the day.
Back in the day.
What they used to call you back in the day?
I don't know what they used to call it. I was still trying to learn handkerchief culture, so I was confused by handkerchief. I was still confused by handkerchief culture. I mean, left and right pocket, red, yellow, right, green, all these colors that I didn't know what the hell they stood for.
If you don't know what hanky codes are, it's basically back in the day when you used to go out to the bars before social media, before the invention of technology, where things were more analog. People would wear bandanas on their back pockets, and that signaled what you were into, depending on the color of your bandana. And if I'm not wrong, if you were on the left, that means you received, I believe. You were the one that received it. And if it was on the right, you were the one who gave. You were typically the top or the one who did the doing.
Once again, in the comments, if we're wrong, just let us know.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, just let us know. I know we can Google it, but nah.
You can't do it.
You can Google it.
It's called hanky code. So if you ever do, it'll show you like a color spectrum and what each color means and signifies. Pink, yellow. I know yellow is urine, piss play.
Oh, good Lord. Oh Lord, you really gonna get into it? We don't need it
because it's interesting. Actually,
I never thought it was interesting, to be honest.
Well, it was a form of communication. Like when you were out there looking for a particular, you didn't have to waste your time talking to the wrong guy and realizing, oh, he's not into that. You can say you saw the guy, oh, he likes what I like.
So yeah, I was always confused about it.
The gays were resourceful back in the day.
They had to be in order to stay underground.
Okay, so if you had,
he Googled it,
yeah. If you had like a light blue bandana, you wanted head. If it was on the left, you wanted the head, and if it was on the right, you were the cocksucker, essentially. If you wore something like yellow on the left side, that means you were the pisser, and if you were on the right, it was the piss freak. Like you were into it.
He really is going back into pee.
Girl, have you ever been to like a real leather bar and seen people get peed on? That shit is weird.
Yes, I've seen that
that shit is.
I seen that at one of our local bars in that little trough. I know.
We all know that.
We all know that trough. If you live in Houston and you know that certain bar, somebody's been in that trough.
If you wear like a fuchsia one, you're into spanking. So if you wear it on your left side, you're the spanker, and if you wear it on your right side, you're the spankee, the receiver.
You realize that you're more into hanky code than
I've
you were
been
into.
knowing about the hanky code for a long time because when I worked at this one leather bar, like some people would wear them, and I was like, why they have a? And then I learned about it as you worked in leather culture. You learn about leather culture as you go. So yeah, these codes are out there, mama. Once again, a non-caller has happened to call around 3:30 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Girl, that could be a job interview.
Girl,
that could be a job
every
interview.
Wednesday at 3:30 when we're doing the show.
Okay, well that could be a job interview.
You saved them as a known caller. So when in case you was with your boo.
I don't have a boo.
Like, who's calling you, babe? Unknown caller.
First of all, I don't have a boo. And secondly, even if I had a boo,
you're lucky you're not dealing with my toxic ass. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Give me the phone. Hello? Can you quit calling my man?
Okay. Because I would have just handed you the phone. I would have said, here, answer the phone. I don't know who that is.
So I went to the movies the other day.
You saw Gucci.
House of Gucci. Yes, with Lady Gaga and Adam Driver. Let's just say
it's a Ridley Scott film, by the way, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
That movie could have been better off on streaming. I'm just going to throw that out there. I liked the movie. The movie was good. I just don't think it was worth 2.5 fucking hours at a movie theater.
2.5 hours.
Bitch, I slept through a good 30 minutes of that movie. I ain't going to lie.
You know you sleep through a lot of movies.
Bitch, yeah. They kind of had to like shake my shoulder, like, wake the fuck up.
You sleep through a lot of movies.
Like, I could hear you about to start snoring, and that's why I woke you. I was like, thanks, babe. Yeah. So,
but House of Gucci, the critics.
It is a good movie. It has good storytelling. It's just not 2 hours worth at a movie theater. I don't think it was worth sitting there that long.
Now, this is a Ridley Scott film, and I don't know if you heard about this, but Ridley Scott is upset because his other film, The Last Duel, did not do well at the theaters. No. And he's been blaming superhero culture movies and millennials for not wanting to sit through.
Because movie theaters are slowly phasing out. We discussed this last.
We did discuss this.
They're slowly phasing out. The culture is moving into streaming now.
But I think the problem is, too, and I think one of the biggest problems right now, when you are a director outside of that scope, why are we making 2.5-hour films? You do not need to be making 2.5-hour films. Give me 2.5-hour films for Marvel. Yeah. I expect that.
True.
If you're Ridley Scott, if you are Martin Scorsese,
like
if you're
an action movie, if it's a movie that's got a special effects that will captivate you for 2 hours, yeah, fuck it, throw it on the screen.
But if it's a movie where there's a
talking dialogue,
that's dialogue driven, drama.
That's all the House of Gucci
drama
was.
Or comedy. You don't really need to.
It was drama driven and a lot of dialogue. So there was parts where you were just like, oh my God.
You probably learned more about Gucci than you wanted to.
Yeah, I learned more about the here's a fun fact I did not know.
No, by the way, there might be spoilers just in case. So I'm just putting it out there.
The Gucci family doesn't own Gucci anymore at all. I learned that through the movie based on what happened with the. So the two sons. So the father.
Definitely spoilers. So if you're gonna watch House of Gucci, skip this.
Gucci, the original. I forget his name. I'm sorry if I'm pissing anybody off about it. But so the original guy that started the brand, Gucci, his two sons eventually got 50% ownership of the company. One of the sons gave 3% or something like that, like to one of his sons. But then when his son grew up, his son did not become who he thought he was going to be, and his son just was kind of cuckoo up here, which Jared Leto plays that role. And so then the other son who got his father passed away, so he inherited the 50% his father had. So then he eventually bought out the 3% his cousin had, so now he has majority stake ownership. Along the way in the movie, Gaga was just a messy ass bitch. She was the messy wife. She was trying to start shit behind the scenes and like get people riled up. And finally, it caught up all to the husband, and the husband just looked at her and said, "You know what? You're out of it. You're out of the business. I don't need you in this business starting shit for me. I know what I'm doing." He said, "Thank you. Step the fuck off." And so Gaga stepped off. And around the same time in the movie, he kind of fell out of love with her and started fucking around with the other girl. And then the other girl thought she was going to be the new wife and the new it girl. No, ma'am. She got tossed off to the side just as well. And then,
girl, don't give up too much.
Girl, it's already out there. So then the guy who bought his cousin's 3% ended up getting murdered because Gaga put a hit out on him, and the character that Gaga was playing put a hit out on him. So then after that, they sold his portion and his other brother's portion to the guys that originally invested in the company that helped fund to buy the 3%. So that ended up being in the hands of the other guys. That's how the Gucci family lost the power and the name in the brand of Gucci was to the lawyer out of all people, the lawyer that was helping out the family. You could tell he was a conniving motherfucker from the behind the scenes.
Okay.
He was playing all sides to his benefits.
So there you go. Gucci in 5 minutes.
I just saved you bitches 2.5 hours. You're motherfucking welcome.
He did the 2.5 hours research for you, but Gucci explained.
I didn't research shit. I just watched that movie, and that was 2.5 hours too long at the movies.
See, this is the problem. Y'all need to Ridley, Martin, all y'all other people out there, all you great directors out there. We don't need 2.5 hours. Yeah. Wes Anderson, no, we don't need a 2.5 hour Wes Anderson movie.
That conversation that we had last episode is like movie theaters are slowly dying out. We're now moving into the streaming culture where things are accessible at our pace. If I want to watch it at home, here's the funny part: I can either spend $30 to access the movie from home. Think about if you're a family of like a dad, a mom, several fucking kids. That's expensive if you take them all to the movie theater to watch a movie.
That's about $100 and something
easily. Or you can spend $30 at home, watching the comfort of your house. Already have snacks, and you can make food that night for the kids at that cost. Which one would you choose? I'd rather stay. And then or you can do a date night at home. I think movie theaters are losing that
magic
that they had once upon a time, where like that could have been a date place, that could have been somewhere to hang out. They're going to be around, but just not in the great numbers and they're not going to be as big as they used to be. I think they're going to, I feel like they're going to start dwindling to maybe 1 or 2 movie rooms, 1 or 3 movie rooms. Like those movie theaters,
I think the days of the 30 plus films in a Cineplex,
it's done.
It's done. It is going to wear itself down. And I think that Hollywood is probably going to have to adjust to the idea that if you're going to put out, I'm going to say art films, indie films, that kind of thing.
Yep.
You're going to put out these kind of films. You're either going to have to go with a smaller screen setting.
Yes.
Or you're going to have to go with streaming.
Yep.
And you can still make money on streaming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And Warner Brothers and Disney have been fiddling with it. They did it with Black Widow on Warner Brothers side. They did it with, not on Warner Brothers. I'm sorry.
Johansson.
On the Disney side, they did it on the other side on Warner Brothers. I forget which movie they did it with.
Yeah.
I think it was Tenet. I think it was Tenet. So they're going to figure out how this is going to work, where they can still make money, where the artists and stuff can still make money.
Right.
It's like music. It's probably going to be more like music. Ooh. We stream our music. We don't buy.
Right.
We don't buy physical CDs.
Rarely.
We rarely buy physical CDs.
Most of our entertainment has moved into a digital platform.
So.
And a streaming platform. And so so these things that we used to have to go to places to see things that we wanted to see, now we have them accessible at our own home, on our cell phone devices, on our tablets, on our computers. That's what I'm saying. That movie theater culture is going to slowly die out, or they're going to dwindle in size. They're not going to be, like you said, movie plexes. I remember going to a movie theater, and it was like, wherever hometown you lived at, there's always that one movie theater that had like more than 10 theaters, and you can watch any movie at any time.
You know, the 80s and 90s were grand about that. They would have every movie theater had like 30 different films in one movie theater, and you could. And by the way, I do not encourage this behavior, so do not do this. You know, I used to walk back and forth between theaters.
Oh, we know,
and just sneak it. You know, I found something interesting. This is we're still on the subject. So this is something interesting.
Jesus in the back
You
row.
realize that the people that are sitting in the little booth, because back in the day they had to do it because they had to physically manually put film into a camera and do it. Now it's all done electronic. It's all done digitally, so they might just have to push a button or two and that's it. But now they sit up there and they watch everything that you do when you're in theater. So if you are doing a little sneaky link thing in the theater,
Not
you
the
think,
sneaky link.
girl, have you not done a sneaky link thing in the theater?
Once or twice.
Yes, they've seen you.
I knew it.
They've seen you. I can't remember if it was,
And that's why you bring a blanket.
I can't remember if it was a Reddit or if it was a BuzzFeed. You know, BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is a list of all kinds of lists on top of lists.
Okay.
But I think BuzzFeed had an article where they were talking to people who work in the booth and movie theaters, and one of the things that they said is, "We see everything y'all doing. We literally see everything y'all are doing."
That's true. They do have a bird's eye view.
Yeah, they have a bird's eye view. So if you think you're getting away with something in the movie theater,
nah,
you're not getting away with it.
You're facing forward. And they're facing down.
Yeah, and they're facing down, so
Yeah,
they
girl.
can see. Yeah, so if you were doing sneaky link stuff, yeah, they saw you.
Yeah, they saw you, girl. Doing your dirt,
They do.
getting fingered, getting jacked off. They saw that.
They saw that.
They saw the whole thing. They saw you stick your dick through the popcorn thing.
There was that one time with me, and I don't think I watched most of the X-Men movie when it first came out because I was
Sneaky linking up in the movie theater.
it was nice, girl. I needed a taste.
She went to the adult movies.
Well, no, we didn't go. No, we went to see X-Men, and we were sitting in the very back, and there was 5 people in the theater, and we went at 4:00 in the afternoon, and yeah.
She had a snack.
So to know years later that there were people up there watching, and nobody had said a word.
If I get to the point for them where they see enough of it that they're just like, they're doing it. It's kind of like at the bar scene. Like as a bartender, when you see enough of one behavior or two behaviors, like
I guess so. Maybe
okay.
Maybe those few times that I walked out of the theater and someone.
I love when people come out to me in the bar. Like, there's some people having sex in the stall, and I'm just like,
girl, do you know where you at?
and I'm just like, the problem is, and then you forget that to them it's like, oh my god, you're not supposed to do it, and to us it's like, girl, they do it all the time, not just them, but like people in general.
Well, don't y'all still have to check though, because y'all know some people in there doing.
Girl, they always do over there.
Little sniffy sniff stuff.
Girl, they do anything and everything, whether it's drugs, sex, or rock and roll. It's happening.
But you know what?
Stalls.
And I have told this to people, some of my straight friends too, who have witnessed it. I'm like, I've been to your straight clubs. Y'all just as bad.
Okay.
Y'all are just as bad.
Then the club bar culture in general.
Bar culture is just
your sexual orientation.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
people do shit in
Bar
the
culture is
bathrooms.
just as bad. Yeah, I have been into heterosexual bathrooms where I have thought a couple of the guys were heterosexual, but they weren't.
Did you see the news about Virgil Abloh?
Virgil.
So Virgil Abloh was fashion designer, and he was most notably known for his
He
personal
passed away
brand
of cancer.
of-
He was 41.
Correct. Personal fashion brand of Off-White, and then being the artistic director of Louis Vuitton's menswear line, which pretty much brought Louis Vuitton's menswear to the forefront of the brand single-handedly. He was,
Man of color, y'all.
yeah, he was one of the few men of color in that culture.
Was he a member of the Alphabet Mafia?
No, he was not. He was married to a woman.
Okay.
As far as I know, he was married to a woman. He had 2 kids. So I don't think I think I can see how he came off that way, but no. He was, and then he was like best friends with Kanye. He was best. He knew almost a lot of celebrities, which comes with his job. You know, he's the menswear.
You work in
designer.
fashion, you're gonna know all kinds of everyone and everyone.
But that's a sad loss for the culture, man. Honestly, that guy brought street culture, street fashion, better said, to the forefront, to a luxury level. Man was a creative fucking genius. He brought new looks. He single-handedly influenced the whole fashion, the streetwear fashion and things of that nature to where it is what it is now. So it's one of those moments like when we lost Steve Jobs. It's like you lost a genius, you lost an icon, you lost somebody that represented something to their culture, and that was his private battle with cancer.
It's like when we lost Chadwick Boseman,
Yep.
which that was a shock to me. I didn't even know he was sick. No one knew he was sick. That was a complete shock.
Knew he was sick during the film.
But I think during a couple of other Marvel movies, they didn't know. They didn't know until
it's kind of even like, for example, well, he's not dead, but he's alive. The guy from Pose, Pray Tell, what's his real name? I forget his fucking name. But anyways, even though in the show he played a character who had HIV, in real life he had HIV. And actually none of the cast members knew until the very end. He didn't tell them until like, hey, by the way, I'm about to go public with my personal information. I wanted you guys to be the first ones to know it, absorb it first before everybody else knows. And that kind of caught a lot of people off guard on his, his crewmates and things like that. So that part, man. So back to Virgil Abloh. We lost a fucking fashion icon, a man that pushed fashion forward, brought ideas, made. Whoever replaces him at Louis Vuitton is stepping in some big.
They're stepping in some major shoes because he revitalized Louis Vuitton.
Menswear.
He revitalized menswear at Louis Vuitton.
And they have his last final show. So Louis Vuitton, he had a show coming up soon. I think it's this next fall collection or winter collection, something like that. He's got a line that's coming out, and so Louis Vuitton decided to call that line Virgil Was Here. Is the name of that show. It's going to be the last final thing that he created for Louis Vuitton type thing. So I'm sure he created more, but that's the last official one that they're going to show.
Well, you know what? I feel like that the kids who worked under him will be spreading his.
They will.
Will be spreading the culture even more and bringing in new culture as well, because he always encouraged that.
Yeah.
So he always encouraged young people, especially young people of color, who desperately are trying to break into fashion. And I really think that he has done.
At one point in time, I wanted to be into, I wanted to create fashion, like younger me, like early 20s, like late teens, early 20s. I almost went to school for fashion design and things like that. I don't know. I always wanted, and then for me, what attracted me was like menswear. I always liked menswear. So at one point, I almost went to the Chicago Institute of Art and I almost did a class there, but then somehow like life happens and I fell out of that. So, but I've always had an attraction towards like men's fashion, creating. I've always wanted to learn how to sew my own shit, like at least create something out of nothing. Like I have the thing is, the apartment where I live at, girl, I don't have that much room. So when I buy shit, I can't just hide it or put it anywhere when I'm not using it. So a lot of stuff I always hold back. Right now, I'm teaching myself Photoshop, That is not easy. I got the basics down, but I'm still learning the rest of it.
Well, enough drag queens once you learn how to sew.
Yes and no. Like, I'm not trying to sew for drag queens. That's the thing. I'm not trying to create.
No. But learning the basics of sewing and everything. Do you know how to sew?
No.
Learning the basics.
My grandma knows how to sew. She hasn't done a sewing machine in years.
Yeah, but you just want to learn the basics.
The basics. And I was able to create like one-off pieces, like a jacket or a shirt or a pair of pants. Because I see it on TikTok too. There's on my TikTok timeline. Sometimes you get these these creatives that come along and it's like, hey, I found this fabric at a thrift store. And then I think I'm going to make it a jacket. And then when they turn around, bitch, they have like this beautiful trench coat or this beautiful bomber jacket. And you're just like, bitch. And it looks sickening as
you really could just hit the Goodwills and stuff, find some pieces. And
I love thrifting.
Yeah, find some pieces and remake them, renew them,
new and
freshen them up with something new and different. I think it's something you should try to learn.
One thing I cannot fucking stand at a thrift store though is when you go and you buy resale stuff that it's one of a kind. If you buy a washed out T-shirt from a Gildan T-shirt that was made in '93. Suddenly they're trying to resell it because it has Tupac's image on the front or TLC or whoever the fuck is on the front, Biggie Smalls, whatever. And suddenly that shirt's worth $80. I'm like, girl, I'm not paying. $90 for a cotton T-shirt that's been washed, rinsed, reused, and thrown. And
I used to wear heavy metal shirts back in the '80s when I was in the heavy metal. Those shirts now retail for $100, $150.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. If I'd have known that, I would have held on to my shirt.
Okay, honestly.
But you know what? I wore them so much. They're just threadbare, but they were threadbare. And girl, that was 20 years ago.
I just think it's a trend where they put a price on it and they make you believe that it's worth that price. And so you have to have it. And I'm like, girl, that shirt is a T-shirt that can be replicated anytime. You can wash it a few times yourself and it looks just like that one.
And it doesn't, maybe it irritates me a little, but maybe it irritates me a little bit. Nothing is worse than seeing like a Quiet Riot or a Slayer T-shirt on someone who doesn't even know who they are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happens a lot.
But they bought it because I paid $150 for it. Do you even know who that band is?
At that point, it's just material.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
And don't get me wrong. If you do that for you, more power to you.
Yeah.
I refuse to pay more than $20 to $30 for a T-shirt personally. Mm-hmm. Even at a brand new store, even if I go to Zara or wherever I go shop at, I'm like, girl.
Yeah, if you're paying $100 for a T-shirt, you got money to throw. For one, first,
like a cotton ass shirt. I'm
like, first of all, you got money that you throwing that money away. You could be doing something better with that money. And secondly, T-shirts shouldn't cost $20 to $30. No more than $20 to $30.
Girl, bye.
I know. You just, I don't mind vintage wear, and I don't mind that some people go out and take old things and try. I mean, it's a business. It's what people do. But like I said, I think you should learn a little basics of sewing. Maybe find some little trinkets at the thrift shop, and maybe add some patches here, or change some things here. Or
thank you.
Rework some buttons, or the little things.
The little things.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of little things, your birthday's coming up on Sunday.
It
We're
is
recording today on a Wednesday. Your birthday's when? What day is it? The
5th.
5th? Okay, on Sunday the 5th.
On Sunday the 5th.
How old is she turning?
Okay, we ain't. You know what? I'm at this point where we just gonna shut up about it.
So you an old ass bitch.
I'm an old ass bitch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm in.
Are you in Club 50? Club 60?
Oh no, girl, no. I'm still in.
Look 70. I know.
I'm still in Club 50. I'm still in Club 50. But. But yeah, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. It's not okay. I don't really. My birthdays turn out horribly every year.
Do they really?
Every year they turn out horribly. Every year. So I just gave up.
So?
There's always some kind of drama happens. Something. One birthday I almost got stabbed.
Oh my god.
One birthday I nearly ended up in the hospital because I got run over by a car.
Oh, what the fuck?
Another
on your birthday.
Another birthday ended with me having to kick my friend out of the house. Because it was my important birthday and he could have cared less. And I'm like, really? So yeah, I was pissed about that.
Were you dating this person?
No, I wasn't dating this person. It was just a friend
who was being an asshole and couldn't stand the attention being on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
The type of friends you choose.
I know. That kind of stuff. So I just gave up.
Yeah, I don't. Unless it's a milestone birthday, I kind of don't care anymore.
Oh, one birthday I went on a cruise and ended up getting a flesh-eating disease on my ankle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Please stop celebrating your birthday. You know what? I take back the announcement.
Yeah, I know.
Take it back.
The next birthday, I'm afraid might end in the apocalypse. I'm really, really convinced. I don't think Jesus is coming back. I think it's going to be like an alien apocalypse. I don't think it's going to be like a Jesus coming back.
I'm ready for the aliens to come. I'm trying to get off planet ASAP. Bitch, can I hitch a ride with y'all? Like, where we going? The moon?
You know what? I'm down with that.
Period.
I don't think, first of all, I don't think all aliens
came down to Earth right here. Right now. Let's say while we're talking about one landed on the fucking parking lot right now. There's a parking lot across the window right there. Bitch, and they said y'all want to go with us? Yes.
I'm out.
I'm not hesitating. I'm not thinking it twice.
What about your family?
Let me just go get my dog. That's it. Let me go get my dog. Bae, I'll be back. Give me like 30 years. I'll be back. The time is different over there. By the time we get back, the way my life set up at the time.
You still might coming back. According to science, you might come back. You still might come back looking good.
A bigger, badder bitch.
And if they have the technology,
the aliens
come back. We might be 18-year-olds.
Aliens will heal all the shit that's wrong with me.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Now. Like, we got you.
We come back as 18-year-olds in the year 2937.
Period. We take over. 2.0.
Where you been?
I've been on Mars. Mind your business.
Girl, I went on all kinds of adventures.
I went out of stellar. I went interstellar and shit.
And we're men. We gonna have sex with everything in the universe.
Oh, I can't wait to see the outer space trade.
We gonna have sex with. We gonna be destroyed by a lot of stuff in the universe sexually.
We be destroying it, one or the other.
We gonna ruin colonies.
I really do hope they land any minute now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll record it. We'll do our episodes from outer space and
exactly.
shit. We'll send the file back to NASA. Can y'all post this for us?
Well, by the time they got here, it would be 50 years from
we'll be in an advanced ship, so like they can get it over here like in light speed.
Yeah, exactly. Bloop, bloop. Yeah, but that could be millions of years from now.
You put Easton in charge of like uploading. Easton, shouts from the planet Altasar.
Right now, some planet millions of miles away is watching Friends for the first time.
You ain't lying.
And probably hating it.
You ain't lying. You really ain't lying.
I'd rather be watching it live in color.
Bloop. That part.
I'm sorry, not a living color. Living single. Sorry.
There is a living color.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And living single.
Well, you know what? It's been an hour.
It has. It's been a good show.
It's been a good show.
I'm happy with what we did today.
Well, it started off a little rough. It's a little rough.
Lots of rough.
Lots of rough. This girl.
This girl.
This girl.
Better said, this bitch.
It's been a good show. We had a good show.
We sure did.
We have fun. We always have fun. And I know everybody's like, Joel, didn't y'all used to do like hour and a half, 2 hour shows? No, we don't do that anymore because, we like to just have fun.
Yeah.
And fun does not mean that we have to stretch it out for 3 hours. This ain't Joe Rogan. We don't have to.
You like to stretch it out for 3 hours. And I'm not talking about the episode or the podcast.
Why you in my dick? Why you on my dick?
Why you on my shit? Get out.
Stay off my dick.
Stay off my shit.
You worry about Bay's dick. Don't worry about my dick.
Period. That's all I'm worried about.
You don't even want to hold my hand, but you want to ride my dick.
I never even said that, bitch. Those were your fucking words first.
But you were talking about stretching.
You were talking about you stretching your hole for 3 hours, bitch. Nah.
No, thank you.
Leave me out of this. I'm an innocent bystander. I meant
Okay, I'm sorry. Innocent bystander. She got in the car, and then tried to run me over. She's not innocent bystander.
You get ran. You know what? Your next birthday, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna run you over. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. That's fucked up.
She probably would.
I thought about it. I'm gonna lie.
She probably would.
I thought about
Girl,
it.
I didn't see you there.
And
you backed over me 5 times. How you gonna tell me you didn't see me there?
I called the ambulance for you. But yes, Queen. What? Hey, before we head out, do you have any plans for the holiday season that's coming up? We got Christmas coming up. We have.
We're in the middle of Hanukkah, right? We're like day 4. Day 4 of Hanukkah?
Not highly aware of when it starts or when it ends. I'm assuming, so I'm gonna just say yes.
I saw a couple of my Facebook friends. I think it's day 3 or day 4. So I think we're in the middle of Hanukkah.
Hanukkah started on the 29th. And
Christmas
it ends on the 19th.
Honestly, Christmas is not a big deal to me. Christmas stopped being a big deal as soon as I became an adult and paid bills. Christmas stopped being a big deal.
And I've worked the service industry long enough that I've worked so many holidays that I don't celebrate. To me, it's not normal to celebrate them. So when I actually even do have time to celebrate any holidays, I'm just like, what do people do in these days? Like,
well, I don't know what my future job prospects are going to be in the next week, but I might be working. I don't mind working holidays. I've worked.
Calendar as we're speaking right now. I'm seeing the 24th is on Friday, Christmas Eve, and then Saturday is December 25th, Christmas Day. So I already know.
What about New Year's?
New Year's Eve is a Friday, and Saturday will be the first.
Oh, girl, you're gonna be busy.
Oh, I'm gonna be working. Yeah.
You're gonna be busy.
They black out our schedules.
You are.
So like you cannot take off. You cannot be. If you are not here, it better be a really valid reason.
You are not
bullshit reason.
Girl, you're not gonna do it. You ain't gonna see your house until till January 2nd.
I'm okay. My birthday's February 24th, so I'm like already making plans to what I'm trying to do that day. And
we already jumping to his birthday. My birthday ain't even happened. We already jumping to his.
Because that's the way it's set up. You know, mine is more important. But yeah, we got you on the 5th, and then in December.
I'm working.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I've had to work on my birthday too.
I'm working.
Actually, as a matter of fact, taking it back to my birthday real quick. It falls on a day that I normally work, and I think I might actually work that day. I like working the day at the bar scene, like, cause I like creating that little like
I think
money pin thing situation.
If it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, to me it's not a major birthday. So it's like when you turn 40. That's a major birthday. Or when you turn 40, 45, and 50 are major birthdays. Everything else in between, they just minor little birthdays.
Yep.
So I'm in the middle of minor little birthday.
Period.
So 55 is not for another year and a half. So,
dang, girl.
So, I just out of myself, but that's all right.
So that's what we got coming up. Holiday-wise, it's just that stuff.
So holiday, like I said, we have more episodes. Next week, I'm gonna throw a little segment, little thing where because of my obsession with TikTok, we have said this. I have said this before in this show. I paid no attention to TikTok for I don't know how long. And then suddenly everybody's like, you need to be on TikTok. I get on TikTok and I can't get off.
Period. I think that's everybody nowadays.
But I have found some influencers that I think everybody should be creators, not influencers. I'm sorry, creators that I think everybody should take a look at when you first get on TikTok. True. So these are for people who have not been on TikTok and are thinking about it. So I want to give them some suggestions of what creators to go to. Yeah. And I think I want to do that every week. Because I follow a lot of them, and there's a lot of great creators.
Nice.
Gay, black, Hispanic, all the women, men, all the gamut.
And my only advice I give to you when it comes to TikTok is when you start seeing those videos that will trigger you emotionally, skip them. Skip them. They were there. They're going to be there after you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've learned to just say, look, especially when it's scenarios that like people got hurt or people got harassed. I'm like, okay, if it's on video, that means it's already happened. I'm seeing it for the first time, even though it's already occurred. So that the consequences already existed for that video. I'm going to let the internet handle it. I'm going to move on because I'm not trying to react to this. I'm not trying to let it fuck up my day. So,
yeah, because like I said, I will be talking about that next week. But I'm also going to let people know that if you're going to get on TikTok, you better prepare for a little bit of trauma. You better prepare for it and how to deal with it. Because like I said, there were some days that I'm like I said, that as a black person, I did not feel like the need to leave the house because all kinds of things was going to happen to me.
All kinds of things.
So
should we sign out or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and sign out.
I just think one more time. Thank you to Easton Santos. I'll put his social media link on here, and then thank you for letting us come to the Out and Proud Live studio.
Your bar wasn't stocked, Easton.
That was his first complaint.
Your bar was not stocked. I couldn't even get a soda, bitch.
Let alone an extension cord, mamas. But
I told you I found an extension cord.
Oh, you did? Oh. So feel free to check out Out and Proud Live, the sound of LGBTQ Houston, outandproudlive.com. Out and Proud Live on social media. Download them on the App Store. Download them on Google Play.
And he's had several shows going on Out and Proud Live besides ours.
You can also catch Easton DJing at Ripcord and just throughout the gay community in general, doing lots of projects and lots of events.
And you can, if you see the Out and Proud Live van, you need to take a picture of that.
Yes.
Just look for the Out and Proud Live van anytime he is in Houston.
Period.
Because he is all over Houston.
So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching.
Like, subscribe, follow us on social media.
Roast
us in the comment section.
Yes, please do, because we love it.
We're going to start saying some more provocative shit just to get a reaction out of y'all. Me, yes.
Because I get traumatized easily. So please.
Girl.
Yes, he can handle it. I get traumatized.
So peace and love. Signing out.
Are you going to be able to green screen this?
No, because we're using his backdrop.
Oh, okay. Anywho, bye, y'all. Bye.